What's up, Brendan?
Here we are, once again, recording Coward Hour.
Okay, yeah, the bonus out. I almost thought today was the regular episode, but it's the bonus episode.
No, it's the bonus episode.
Yeah, today's the bonus episode because I was we were yeah, doesn't matter anyway.
It's gravely important, Nick.
No, I mean I know it's very important.
Now the wall has fallen. I mean, my dad subscribes. Bay was talking about. She was like, I was wondering, should I subscribe to your Patreon? I'm like, well, no, please don't. I love you.
I mean,
the whole purpose of a paywall for me personally has completely collapsed.
Well, I mean, I've been like people who I know. I've just been giving them the RSS feed, Brendan. I if I asked my girlfriend, I was like, do you want the RSS feed? And she was like, no. And I was like, yes, thank you. It was the illusion of choice.
Nick, we need your girlfriend's $5 a month.
No, she needs it.
Well, I need it also, in a way. So,
I guess that's true.
Look, if you don't feel comfortable profiting off your girlfriend, we'll just take that out of your cut.
Okay. All right. I knew this was going to happen. I had a feeling this would happen. I've given it out to I feel weird. I've given it out to four friends. I've given them the RSS feed. Just because they've hooked me up with RSS feeds to podcasts that I don't like.
Yeah, that's a funny even trade. It's like, oh, you're gonna give me Cumtown? Well, here's my own podcast.
That is literally the scenario where I was like, he's hooked me up with 5 different RSS feeds to podcasts that I am not supporting, and I'm like, how about this? Would you like?
Meanwhile, I'm Metallica.
How special? What?
Meanwhile, I'm Metallica. I want to sue someone to make an example of them.
Yeah, you are absolutely livid that people have been uploading MP3 files with our episode names to LimeWire, but then you click them, it's just 240p, like Tracy Lord's porn. Where you're like they still don't have the rights. In a way, that's slander. I think legally that is slander.
Is Tracy Lord? She's the one who was a child, right?
Yes, I think she was a child.
In this scenario, let's have it be something else.
That's true.
I would prefer people not disseminate child porn under the guise of Coward Hour episodes.
I think Tracy Lords is the only, because it's a hell of a thing to go from porn to traditional acting, which a few, Sasha Grey, a couple people have done it. Tracy Lords has to be the only person who made the transition from child porn to mainstream acting. Almost never had. That has to be. She should be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah,
right?
Honestly, she's probably the first because I think there's one video. I think she did one video after she was 18 that is still available somewhat, I guess. Right. So she's probably, I'm gonna factor a guess, one of the few to go from child porn to established regular porn.
Right. And then to mainstream.
And then to mainstream.
Which is, a hell. So, here's the whole thing. In that situation where you lie about your age and then, because that's kind of, who gets in trouble there? You should probably get in trouble, as the child, right? If you were deceitful, if you falsified documents, or maybe it was people just didn't check.
I think that, in general, they don't prosecute the child from child porn. No matter what the case. I feel like it'd be a bad look no matter what. Be like, this kid lied.
I know. It does. You're right. But it feels like such a gotcha because you have turned and...
yeah, it is one of the all-time gotchas.
It's a huge gotcha. It's a major gotcha.
I think that they had to, destroy stock. I think, stores had to, stop selling it and shit.
Yeah. Well, not even the fact that it was filmed, not the director, but, the dude that you fucked, you just made that guy into an unwitting pedophile.
Yeah, is it a crime if you believe that they're? It must be, right?
Yeah, but
that's too easy of a defense.
That's such a particular case because she
yeah.
What do you compare that to? She really confidenced her way all the way to the top. She got in the room. You know what I mean?
It was Girl, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was Catch Me If You Can. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a fucked up thing to do to somebody. Look, I'm glad she's thriving. Glad that she's gotten herself together now. But is she dead, actually? Is
I don't think
Tracy-
so. I
if
think
I
I
had
looked
to-
this up sometime in last year because I like found out who she was and I was curious like what her story was.
Yeah, no, she's 52.
Is she
Yeah,
hot?
holy. She looked good in 2016.
Hmm.
Wow, dude, she did a great. She like did a fuck. Yeah, she was in big fucking movies. It was so funny. Immediately after she departed from porn, 2 days after she turned 18,
Uh-huh.
she turned 18 2 days later, she was done. She went straight to the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute of Acting. So she went from porn to studying method acting. That's so awesome. Holy
It's
fuck.
also funny, like back then she was like it was child porn and like stores are like burning VHS tapes in the parking lot and stuff. Where now people are like, hey Pornhub, you are hosting terabytes of child porn. And they're like
Right.
and Pornhub basically just took its ball and went home.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, dude. Then after this, she had a #2 hit song on the Billboard, certified double platinum. Yeah, I think that I have to fucking stand Tracy Lords, dude.
This is like
She
an Arnold
manifested.
Schwarzenegger type like against the odds victory in American culture.
100%, dude. Yeah, she got in. Yeah, she falsified documents. She had a fake birth certificate. Wow, she was holy fuck. She was 16 when she was. It's not even like she was,
Falsified
like,
documents. I mean, back then your driver's license didn't have a picture. Like, how much credit are we giving this girl?
Well, it was a fake birth certificate, which, but this was also in 1985 or something, which must have been harder then, right? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I feel like, I mean, physically making it had to be harder than like just photoshopping something now. Wow, this rules.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe you had to know someone at the DMV or like.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Like back then, you didn't even own a printer.
That's a crazy favor to call in, especially if you're the person at the DMV who like does that favor for this girl, and then you see the news 2 years later, you're like, oh fuck, god damn it. You're like,
I wanted to be cool.
yeah, I was trying to be. It's like buying kids, alcohol at a liquor store and then seeing that there was like a 20 car pile up the next day.
Yeah.
It's like, 2 blocks, that might have been me. Like,
Damn.
but shout out to Tracy Lords for manifesting.
Yeah. Welcome on the cast anytime.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
We should reach out to her.
We really should. You have a contact in the industry. Well, 2.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I
You
have
have
a,
Jade Cush and the other one.
Yeah, the other one. And also Sean Preston and I both there was a night when we were both texting Andy Sandemus on Tinder.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she was a porn star that I was very into when I was like
Ah.
16.
And did you close?
No, Sean came closer than I did. But then Sean's because I was like, whoa, Andy Sandemus, and he was like, oh yeah, I matched with her also. And so we were both texting her, and I was like freaking out about it, right? Because it's like a dream scenario.
Yeah.
And Sean was so bored. He was like, man, I'll never know what it's like to be. But he tanked it by saying, what accelerant would you use to light me on fire? And then she had an answer that he didn't deem funny enough, so he stopped texting her. And I was just furiously like trying to get a response back. It must be fucking
Damn.
insane.
Yeah, some guys just have some sort of like even like Sean is like a hot guy, but even like
Very hot.
some guys just know the exact right like Konami code to put into those apps.
Oh yeah.
I remember many times in Philly just handing Brian Six my phone, and he would send them some GIF and then hand the phone back to me, and I would like have a date.
Wow, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
Not even an original thought. Dude,
No, he would just like send a GIF and be like, "Oh, what WYD" or something like. I don't know.
See, I don't know what it is. Maybe this is also like maybe this is like performers versus writers. I don't know what kind of a comedian Brian Six is, but similar with my comedy, and maybe it's because like I knew I wasn't as charismatic or as strong as of a performer. I would be like, well, it's got to be about the writing. Like the writing has to be solid. It has to be an original take that nobody's thought of.
Mhm.
And that was like my same ethos on Tinder, which I think was like my ultimate detriment. Because like you should find one thing that works and do it every time. But I was like, every time it was like I was writing a new one-man show, talking to girls on Tinder.
Yeah, no, you can reuse material. It's okay.
I didn't know. I thought it wasn't. I thought they would. I thought they would tell each other. Like I was convinced there would.
Well,
be
let me tell you,
screenshots.
Nick, they do, but that's not going to happen often enough for it to cause any significant problems.
Yeah, I would like insist on like I was like I've got to be saying stuff that nobody else is saying on Tinder, which is actually a huge red flag.
Yeah, yeah. They pretty much just want the same office gif and emoji. You don't want to be too different.
No. That's when you start to like disturb people.
Yeah.
I said some fucking. I remember saying such.
I can't imagine you. I mean, from last week of you talking about your Facebook statuses, you graduating to Tinder must have been crazy. Did you ever do like OkCupid?
No, I never did OkCupid.
Okay, because I got an OkCupid like at 18, like early. I could see the storm of no pussy on the horizon, and I was like, I had better build a ship. But like, I can't imagine like looking back because you had to do so much writing for OkCupid.
That's what deterred me from it. That was why I didn't use it.
Yeah, you had to like lay so many cards out on the table, and like the whole thing was like, don't just say hi, and it's like, all right, well then I am a psycho. It's like, don't just say hi, don't send like a super long paragraph that overwhelms them.
Well, it's man, I don't know what the rules are, because also the most like I went with a minimalist approach after a while for my I started treating it like Twitter, where it's like the bio should be short, witty, quippy. But when I think about it, the most responses I ever got on Tinder was when I had a 3 paragraph mock serious bio about how I was an indigo child who was destined for greatness, and women loved that. Like, and they shouldn't have. It was a very mentally ill thing to write. I was losing my mind, but it got more responses.
Did they know that you were doing a bit?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Because they.
But it was like he's doing a bit, but also he knows about what the different kinds of astrology things mean.
I think that you know what? That's what it was. Because I would get a lot of questions about like what my sign was, and then I say Cancer, and women hate that.
Yeah, the one named after the worst thing ever. Plus, your animal's a fucking crab.
It's the only crustacean in the entire night sky. It's not right.
Women really prefer mammals.
Yeah. It's like it's this close away from just like just being like my symbol's like a disgusting spider that's ready to lay eggs. Like,
what's Aquarius? I'm like a fish or something.
That's a good. Is Aquarius a fish? Let me look up what Aquarius is. I feel like Jamie right now.
Yeah.
Symbol. It's No, it's a guy. It's a dude with a pot. He's pouring a pot of water, probably to get the pussy wet.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's basically just like their classed up version of guy spitting on the pussy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, OkCupid is such a risk because like basically you're like you basically, I don't know how it is now, but back in the day. Back in like the early 2010s, you were just writing like Civil War letters for the pussy.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah. Ugh, man. And I feel like that was OkCupid was like the first time that a lot of dudes ever got screen capped. I know for sure I got capped on there. Women love capping.
Did you ever? Well, this was my. This is the fear. Did you ever like find out directly that you did get screen capped, or it was just a suspicion?
Yeah. This crazy girl with BPD. I know that because she said it in her bio. She said, "I have BPD. You will regret dating me."
Whoa, strong opener.
But then me with patches on my jacket and my Simpsons trucker hat and stuff. I'm like, I bet I could make this work.
Yeah.
For some reason. You know what's my fetish is red flags. So let me go ahead and I basically I sent her like I sent her a message like thanking her for her honesty and asking if she would like I asked if she wanted to ruin my life for the next 10 months. And then she like screen capped it and tweeted it. And then my buddy who followed her and me like tagged me in it like in the replies.
Oh my god. Thank you for your honesty.
I don't think I said that. I don't remember.
No, I know. It's just that's yeah, you've got to feel it like
I was just like, I was like, yeah, this sounds like something I'm familiar with. Would you like to date and ruin my life for the next 10 months?
Damn, dude, you sounded like a sub in a Find Dom situation.
I don't look. I don't. You gonna pile on me for this, Nick?
Am I piling on you?
It's all right.
We're
just goofing around here. I'm getting nervous. I don't want to sound like a simp on mic.
No, I don't think that you.
But it was very much like we were. I was like yes, ending the bit. Anyway, I did not get pussy.
Oh, okay. Okay, I hear you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, well, there's a you feel it when you're on those apps and you send a response that's a little too long, a little too thoughtful, and then like 2 hours go by and you're like, this is somewhere. I know that this is posted somewhere.
Yeah.
I know that I just went full tilt too hard. My girlfriend.
It's basically the equivalent of like you laying your dick on like a cutting board and you're like, eh? I hope nothing bad happens to my penis here on this cutting board.
My girlfriend sends me this Instagram account called Beam Me Up Soft Boy, and it is really funny. Because these guys are like another level where it's just like, what the fuck were you thinking sending this shit on this app? but it's because
if everything's covered up, like the picture and the name and everything, I think that's okay.
It is.
Mostly.
Yeah.
But so many of these girls tweet shit out and it's just like full name, photo.
Oh, yeah. Or I mean, they'll shame the guy for being like physically disgusting, which like, look, I hate ugly people, but you guys said you weren't about that, Like I just want you to play by the rules we've established.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the beam
well, they have to do that because a lot of it's like they tweet something out and the responses would be like, well, this is like a normal thing to say to you. And then they're like, no, you don't understand. He looks like this. It's like, oh, in that case, this is hilarious. Would you like a show on Comedy Central?
Yeah. That's how you get it now.
What are these guys like? I forgot about Soft Boys. I knew that was like a meme like years ago.
I mean, they definitely seem like rapists. Like there's an awesome one where like
Soft boy is when you're like a woke rapist, right?
Yeah, you're like a woke rape. Like you can tell you're
like a woke rapist who's like, oh my gosh, like you Max Landis style. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I raped you. I'm so sorry. Will you comfort me right now? I'm really sad that I did that to you.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. The one I can think of off the top of my head was like,
do you want to listen to Alex G and hug me while I cry about the violation of your pussy that I committed?
The most brutal part of that whole sentence is listening to Alex G.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Okay, Cupid era. Ooh boy, did I have to listen to Alex G? I don't even dislike his music, but just everything about the sound now triggers this deep hatred of who I once was. Right. Yeah. Putting on Alex G CDs takes me back to a time in my life that I hopefully will never. Well, I can't return to it. Not as I'm approaching 30. That I can never return to. Yeah. No, Nick. If we, because if you remember, like the house shows and stuff where we would go to and meet those girls, there was a guy who was our age now there, and he was very weird and reviled. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Oh man, it's frightening to look. I mean, I don't think that I was, but sometimes like when you maybe I would be now. Maybe it was a different time and place, and like if you transpose the guy that I was then
into this timeline, I would be like more reviled than I was. I don't know that I was reviled, but it does like I do still get that like that hard cringe of just like, oh God, what was I doing? Like I was like that. I was up to some wild shit, just like thinking that was my personality.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember this arrogance of thinking that like, just being like, wow, it's amazing that like humans have thought this about people and relationships and sex for millions of years, and my generation is the one that finally saw that that's not right.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm gonna stay down here watching this band while my girlfriend is upstairs with that guy who she told me that she's gonna hook up with, but it's okay because a book told her.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of right. I mean, I feel like ancient Greece would refute that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I agree.
Just
with
like certain like certain wisdom of like, you know, like monogamy, things like that. It's like, yeah, humanity, you know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, okay?
Right.
Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I won't completely agree, but yeah. I feel you. I don't know if that's true. I enjoy how many people I've had sex with. I'm glad that I did it. I wouldn't want to like for as bad as some of them were, I wouldn't want to like take back any of my experiences.
I would take well, that's not even what I was talking about. I'm not talking about like pairing off like at 18 or whatever, which I wish I had done, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If I could erase all of my sexual past except for Bay, I would. You know why? Because I'm a crazy person. And I have a lot of deep-seated traumas.
So for you, it's good.
For me, it would be very good.
For you, that fits. Okay.
Because for me, it's like
that.
if you ask me like, hey, do you want to erase all your sexual experiences? I'd be like, oh, you mean like the 5 worst things that have ever happened to me? Yeah, absolutely. The 5 worst things that have ever happened to me, and then some fun little times.
Right.
Yeah,
you weren't having the Tracy Lords experience, that's to be sure.
Yeah. For me, like my sexual experiences, it's like one of those like bowls of pub mix where there's like 3 or 4 M&Ms, and then most of it is just like that weird hard like rye bread cracker.
Yeah, and wasabi.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want something spicy with chocolate. This is so fucked up. This is horrible. Like, I'm for new experiences, but this is objectively unpleasant.
This is objectively awful.
Yeah, it's like I'm crying.
I just wanted some M&Ms.
That's a perfect analogy for it. Yeah,
or like I'm reaching, I just pull out like a razor blade. I'm like, oh,
gee, yeah. Fuck.
Well, this doesn't look delicious at all.
It's just like, this is the last time I reach into a jar of homemade pub mix. Well, to go back to the messaging thing, because it's like it like, and it is a thing, because I even though I do enjoy these soft boy things, and I enjoy them when they're anonymous, I do think you can like laugh at them.
Could you explain like what is like a soft boy thing to message? Like, do you have an example of one of these?
Well, there was a guy. He was like 7 messages deep. Like this dude. I don't know if he was just like powering through or thought he'd get her back, or if he just like didn't realize the conversation was over.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can see like they're past, and he's like 7 messages deep, and finally he goes, "By the way, I just want you to know that I think your ass is like, it's literally like," he goes, "I think I'm like spiritually connected to it. Like it was put here on this earth." He's like, "I mean this in a very serious way. I think that your ass is like my spiritual counterpart, and I'm gonna need you to nourish it for me and keep it healthy for as long as you live." And you're like, yo, man, like you don't even have this girl's number.
That kind of rules, though. I think that's pretty funny. Like some of these, I feel like people are like, oh, can you believe that this guy said this? And it's like, yeah, because he had to say 100 things that day.
Right.
It's like, do you know how many messages do you know how many messages 90% of dudes have to send to get 1 crumb of pussy? There's going to be some bloopers in there.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, maybe that's what was going on with me, because when I would send this, I would get like a mental block if I did try to do the same thing over and over again. Yeah. So I would start.
I bet you're a very like edit while you're writing type of dude.
Oh,
there's just get it on the paper.
We get it down, we highlight a swath, delete, then maybe unedit. You know what, like undo, put it back in, rearrange. I'll change the tense of the message. I'll change from present tense to past tense. Whatever I can do to like I'll
different tenses.
Well,
that's an interesting perspective. Like, remember when we fucked?
Well, no, here's why.
Just confuse her.
I would probably sometimes I would start writing the message at a certain point in the day,
uh-huh.
and I'd be like, I don't know what to fucking write. I'm gonna put this on hold, and I'm gonna come back to this message later. And so then it'd be later in the day, so then I have to go back and like change the tense of some of the things that I was talking about because like I'm not gonna like tell a girl that I'm at a place that I'm not at.
Well, that's what you do. You like if that's what I would always do is like. You know, I would be honest, but then, like, if I said, like, some girl's like, what are you up to? And I said something, I happen to be doing something interesting worth talking about, that's just what I would pretend that I was doing for the next 10 convos.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah, because, like, what am I going to be like, oh, I'm at an open mic?
Oh, you can't say that.
No.
That's the one thing you can't say. So my whole thing was, like, I would spend, like, 4 to 6 hours like trying to craft an interesting response to her message is 4 words. Okay. Like that's what I'm responding to.
Yeah.
So I'm like working. And meanwhile, in those 6 hours, her inbox is just like another guy.
Yeah.
Hotter than me, more interesting, richer. Like
she set off 4 words, then just immediately started getting dicked down by a better man.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one, like, there was it was so fucking brutal. I matched with this girl who was like a visual artist that I was a fan of. Like this was like a person who I like followed.
And you're big into status bays.
Yeah, blue check. We love blue check marks. And I spent 6 days. Not 6 days. 6 hours trying to figure out how to perfectly craft the way to ask her whether or not she was excited for the new Zelda game. because she was at E3 and I was like, Legend of Zelda, that's what I'll talk about with you. It's common ground. And never ever got back.
You immediately go into some sort of like deep Super Mario broth, like Asperger shit.
Yeah, dude, I start sending her unused assets from I'm just like, have you seen this? Oh, so bad. So bad.
I'm trying to imagine the Nick Oldershaw mansplain version of like talking to a girl about Nintendo where you're like, yeah, have you ever heard of Luigi?
Yeah.
Good Christ. I am so glad that we never have to do this again, maybe.
Well, I can still do that because like my girlfriend doesn't know anything about video games, so like we'll be playing a video game and I'll just like pause it, like put my controller down and turn to her and like turn her face towards the screen and point and be like, that is Mario's brother.
I meant more just like we don't need to do these messages anymore. Christ, I'm sure like if I die and I go to hell or something, I'm sure like looking at my online dating correspondence is going to be part of it.
Oh yeah, while you're getting whipped, while somebody's poking you in the penis.
Yeah, that's why you gotta, you can't be a famous single guy now, because then like basically like Chris D'Elia, it's like that's his OkCupid, and we all get to read it.
Yeah, or you're like Armie Hammer, and you're sending some innocent DMs. Okay, listen to me.
What a sick way to get canceled.
Listen, it's not weird. People are kink shaming him, but there's nothing weird about being the heir to an American fortune, old money, and being into sacrificing animals, drinking blood, and asking women that you're sleeping with to cut off one of their toes so you can put it in your mouth. There's nothing weird about that. It's been going on for hundreds of years. Okay, it's completely natural. I just think all this fusser, I'm like, let my man live for another 100 years off the blood of children. Let him live.
It's so funny though, like the way that like women date celebrities though, like his current girlfriend could just like suddenly not have one leg, and then like like the next week he would just like have a new girlfriend. I can change him. You know what? Yeah, he's into like some weird stuff, but like I can see good in him. Like I think that I can make him not like that.
A month later, you're in like a subterranean lair. People are chanting.
It's like, I can change the cannibal, and then you're on CNN and you're like, he's a cannibal. I was
Yeah.
I was tricked. Have just like a cartoon bite mark out of your shoulder. Yeah, getting me too'd for eating women is such like a such like an escalation.
In some ways, it's like props to him for raising the bar. I feel like he surveyed the landscape and he was like, if I even want to make the headline, if I want to stand out, like I'll still get canceled, but I want to, I want to reinvent the game.
That's wild to like be so rich that it's like, what, you're gonna take away being a movie star? I don't care.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking. That is how. Well, it's funny. This is almost a woke take on that, but that is how I feel. Like when, because Armie Hammer's set for life. Like, even if he doesn't get to be in movies anymore because he, has a cannibalism fetish or whatever, it's like, all right, he's still worth fucking. Even in inherited wealth, he's got to be worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, there's no version of his life that sucks.
No,
I don't.
And if he loves making movies that badly, which I bet he doesn't, he could just make a movie.
Yeah, he could just make private movies. He could
do it Prince style, where you have like full music videos that go in your tomb.
Yeah.
Maybe there are secret movies that we don't know about.
Well, there is a movie that was shot. Robert Rodriguez and John Malkovich made it, and it won't be released until like 100 years from now. Which I don't know. By the time it's released, they won't even be able to play it. Like they're gonna take like a DVD out of a safe and be like, "What do we? No, to watch movies now. We like get an injection in our eye and then go in a dark room. How the fuck do we watch this?"
And that would be funny if like culture moves so fast that they're basically just watching Birth of a Nation. They made a romantic comedy in 2020 and to the people in
yeah, they're like there are men in this movie. This is fucked up. This shit is fucking evil.
Oh man, dude, I'm watching American Pie 2 today. Like starting and stopping it like on my breaks from school and stuff. And goddamn, like this movie is so funny. I can't tell if it's funny in the same way as it was then. Like, because to me, a lot of the humor is just like how absurdly like offensive it is.
Right? Yeah. Like it's the context changes.
Yeah, where they're like breaking into like two women walk by like canoodling and like it Hitchcock zooms in on Stifler horny. For lesbians.
So that's the biggest thing that I wonder with the editing choices in these movies, or like the direction, where I'm like, did they know this was funny, or is this funny because of things that we've ingested, like Tim and Eric now? We're like now, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're like the editing plays funnier than it did when it was released.
Yeah. Of just like an entire town suddenly being like horny over radio for just the concept of lesbian. Just knowing that there is lesbianism in the town, everybody's beating off. Right?
Yeah. Like when they were writing that script, were they writing that like it's funny because it's so fucking stupid, or were they writing it like this? Yeah, like it's just a genuinely raucous time.
Yeah, like I want to write an American Pie sequel now, where like because how do you top it? Where it's like the formula is, it's like somebody commits some sort of sex crime that gets like the when the women find out about it, they're just like, boys will be boys.
Right.
So it's like in American Pie 6, Stifler Stifler just like cuts a woman's head off or something at like the horny retirement home. He's just jacking off in the blood.
Yeah.
but then someone walks in on him and they're like, "Oh no, I got caught."
Yeah. It's they have the subtitles like that one's like American Pie 6, the fourth hole, and it's just like the cover is Stifler fucking the neck. They call it American Neck.
I want to write one where it's like it's all of them, and they're old enough now that they just like hate sex.
That is the Brendan Crick American Pie.
Yeah, the Brendan Crick American Pie, where it's like their marriages are failing because they can't fuck because they like their diets are too bad, they game too much, they watch too much internet porn when they were younger.
Right.
That's
awesome.
It's just them like injecting things into their dicks, just like miserable.
Like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
They're doing like that. They literally inject it into their dicks just so their cock can get hard and they can go to sleep while their wife fucks them. That's a hilarious movie. Can you hear? I'm sorry. Can you hear my cat? Or
no.
Okay, perfect.
Also, like in the first one, it's like he's like streaming like the girl
when he fucks the.
And I'm just like, did that? Could you do that then?
There's no way. Yeah. There's absolutely no way that. I mean, the video quality alone would be indistinct.
Well, the video quality in it is horrible.
Is it bad?
Which is realistic, yeah. Like it says next to it on the screen, it says like 320 by 240p. So it's funny that they invented like a fictional technology that is streaming 240p video.
Right. Well, back 240p was just like that was the highest def. Like I think standard broadcast was 240p. But on a CRT you can't tell. But like the like is there a gag? Does somebody like? Is there a gag with a phone in that, or am I misremembering that? Like, does somebody fuck up the internet?
They're doing phone sex, and Stifler is just like listening, and the joke is like, "Oh, Stifler," but it's like Stifler is a sex criminal. It's like they're 100%. All sex criminals, which is I think it's like a bell curve here where it's like a reverse bell curve where it's like at the time it was very funny because this was considered acceptable. And then there was probably a time where it was like no longer funny because it was pretty dark. But now we're coming to a point where like American Pie is even funnier than it was when it came out just because of like just imagining the firings that would happen like if the script was on someone's desk.
Just in terms of like pure transgression, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it's
first of all, like you couldn't make a movie this horny.
Right.
Even if like it wasn't full of sexual crimes, which it is. Which it absolutely is.
I mean, it's funny to imagine that script going down like the conveyor belt of movie executives, and they all stamp it with a big stamp that just says "nothing wrong with this."
And it's also funny, just like the tone shift, where where it's like Jim's like they're all like most of them are rapists. Like 3 of the 4 of them are pretty much all rapists.
Right.
And then there's also just like a decently written love story in the middle.
I don't remember that at all.
Like the lacrosse guy and the choir girl, where like he realizes it's not like great cinema or anything, but it's like, okay, this is competently done. There's some heart in this. So it's funny for like a movie that is just all sex crimes to have heart.
Well, because I was when you were telling me you were rewatching them, I was trying to remember like what the fuck is the plot of American Pie? Like, is there that story?
They make a pact that they all are going to lose their virginity by the end of senior year.
Oh, sick pact.
Yeah. Sick pitch for a movie. Well, it's about a bunch of guys who, follow me here, they're horny and they want to fuck.
Children. It's about a bunch of children who
first they refuse the call to fuck, then the mentor gives them the sword. Map out the story.
Oh, that's awesome. It's perfect. It's a circle. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to rewatch those movies.
I'm enjoying them a lot. I mean, I'm only halfway through the second one. I don't think I ever watched the third. I remember pretty immediately being like, this sucks.
Is that one American Wedding?
American Wedding
Yeah, I don't
And
remember that one.
then I guess they did American Reunion like later.
I remember The Naked Mile.
But I will be writing American Pie 5. Don't you worry. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm going to write something not retarded next time. Somehow my brain only works. I can only put the work into projects that are just like completely useless.
Yeah, it works like overtime.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Then they had the like spin-off sequels with none of the main cast except Eugene Levy, who they just had to
Yes.
make like a dad mentoring various neighborhood horny teens.
Yeah, that's like The Naked Mile in that shit, or like
Yeah.
what was the one, Greek something? I can't remember. Like
Honey, well the kid who mows our lawn appears to be horny. I should go out and dust off my speech.
yeah, Eugene Levy just like walks out of the house and then like 5 blocks down to a different neighborhood, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" I heard somebody needed help fucking. I thought I'd rush to the
Yeah.
rescue.
Which that also like is hilarious, but did they intend it that way?
I feel like as they got, I don't know. It's because the last time I saw those movies is when they would show them at like Comedy Central at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, and you had managed to like crack off a nut to blurry tits.
Right. And I think that if there was, if they were leaning into the absurdity, it was lost on me at that time.
Mhm.
I want to look up some of the American Pie sequel names right now.
The kind of videos that
yeah.
are primarily watched, or I feel like back then it's like these movies were primarily watched in minute clips on metacafe.com.
Brandon, this is going to break your heart.
What?
They did an American Pie this year. It's called American Pie Presents Girls Rules. It's all about, and it's the first time in the entire franchise that Eugene Levy's not in it.
Well,
What are they doing?
Dudes Rock, Eugene Levy probably put his foot down.
He was like, "This is insane." American Pie has never been about girls' rules. It's been about the exact opposite.
It truly has.
It really has.
By girls' rules, we mean the law. We mean the law surrounding stalking and consent.
Yeah. Okay. This is awesome. The one before this is American Pie: The Book of Love, and it's just the cover.
What year did that come out?
2012.
Okay, so they took an 8-year break and then decided to do a girl version.
Right. And this cover is awesome because it's Eugene Levy posing with a leather-bound book. It looks like a Sumerian Bible or something.
Uh-huh.
He's posing with a giant book and just 10 children who he has no biological connection to whatsoever.
It's him and the Stranger Things kids, and he's teaching them to fuck.
Wow, this looks like a twisted movie.
Yeah.
Brett Michaels is in it.
I want to
I'm
make one
watching
of these
this movie.
movies. I want to make a horny movie with Blink 182 blaring while someone runs.
It's crazy that like even if you want to make a fucking straight to DVD American Pie sequel now, it's got to be girls rules like woke. That seems
that was like
insane to me.
Yeah. That used to be like it used to be a hard and fast rule that if you looked at a cover in Blockbuster and it was a bunch of people standing in a white expanse with like big stenciled red title above them,
Yes.
be like, all right, I'm gonna be able to come to this for sure.
Not anymore, dude. Not anymore. I'm going down the rabbit hole of like fucking nobody is in these movies except for Eugene Levy. That's so awesome.
That is sick.
Yeah, these were fucking expensive. God damn, these movies did well. Like in terms of DVD sales, these movies $10 million budget, like 30 million in rentals. Holy fuck, the American Pie franchise has legs. Damn, that sucks that it belongs to women now.
I'm fucking furious.
You just you have to send these scripts off, Brendan.
Let's see. So how would we
You have to write American Pie.
Yeah, how would this start? So I feel like we'd lean into it. So it's like it would start on Eugene Levy. You don't even meet the protagonists in the first scene, but it's just Eugene Levy and his wife. And
it's got to be Eugene Levy reading a book like it's the opening of Shrek. You know, like he's reading you the fairy tale of teenage sex. So him and it, but yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then it's him and his wife. Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, it starts with him and his wife, and he's talking about he's like he calls Jason Biggs, and he's trying to talk to him about sex, and Jason Biggs is like, "Dad, I have to put the kids to bed. Like, what are you doing? I don't need to hear this." He's like, "Oh, well, can I talk to the kids?" Like, no, they're too young. No, they're 10. You can't do this. We've talked about this, Dad. We've talked about it a lot.
It should be Eugene Levy trying to upend Jason Biggs' married life by just by trying to get him to fuck the pie again, like tempting him, trying to get him to return to the pie.
He's trying to get Jason Biggs to like ruin his life, and him and all his buddies to start like partying at lake houses again, so that he'll have some role in it.
Yeah. Yes.
Because that's the only way that Eugene Levy comes, is he comes to the embarrassment of young boys receiving his speech about sex. It's all kink for him. Like, his wife is trying to fuck him, and he's like, no, I don't want to fuck you. I need to talk to teens.
I actually think I think that's a great idea, dude. I think that like the way in the age of like 2020 reboots, where it's like now when you reboot franchise, it's all about like taking like established franchises and like looking at them from like another perspective, but like with the same cat. I don't know. It reminds me of like Logan or something. But you have to do the American Pie Eugene Levy centric sequel as like an A24 character study, where like we look at the same characters in the same situation, but from a very grounded perspective. And it's just like, this man is sick.
This is a sick man.
This man has been walking the streets for far too long.
We must stop Eugene Levy. He's too horny.
Yeah, the movie ends, he registers. He has to register for like a sex offender list, and they don't allow him to have an oven in the house. He can't have an oven or a computer. We can't have you making pies anymore, Eugene. We're sorry.
Yeah, Eugene. Like Jason Biggs comes over, and Eugene Levy has been manically baking pies for days. There's pies everywhere.
Yeah, he's got an assortment of like 30 pies, and he's like, "Son, you're here! Thank God! Just in time for the orgy. Come on in. I'm already nude." Something like that.
Yeah, we do it Arrested Development style, where we like shoot new footage and cut it in like old sequences.
Oh,
so it's like
we go.
Yeah, it's the scene of like him at the table with the destroyed pie and Jason Biggs, and then Jason Biggs leaves and he looks around and he just like wafts the smell of the pie, and, like licks his fingers.
Oh my God, dude, that would be such a powerful scene of temptation. That would be. That's a good movie. That would be better than any movie that's come out.
Yeah,
in the past 2 years.
It would have the same energy as like Ethan Hawke pouring the cold medicine in the whiskey.
Yes, dude.
But it's just Eugene Levy like taking a single bite of fucked pie.
Him eating the pie after it's fucked is so awesome. Well, yeah, that's what this is all about. It's always been about that.
I eat the pie.
I've always eaten the pie. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, to go back and like to have flashbacks where we like George Lucas him in to like the scene after he fucks the pie, and we have a whole scene afterwards.
Yeah,
it'd be like in Twin Peaks in the last season where like Cooper shows up again and you see what happened.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It's exactly what you have to do. You've got to rewrite the history of American Pie so that it's always been about Eugene Levy eating that cream pied apple pie or cherry pie.
Oh, another detail of the movie I thought was so funny was in the first one. So he basically revenge porns the foreign exchange student by like streaming him trying to fuck her, and then the consequence for that is she gets sent back to Germany.
Fucking wild.
He doesn't get in trouble at all.
That is hilarious.
And like the dialogue specifically is like her host family found out and sent her back. Like not even her real family back in Germany. It's the Americans hosting her found out that someone committed a grave sexual crime upon her. And then had her deported.
Yeah, because isn't that technically? Didn't they? It's technically everybody who watched that. It was just children watching that, right? Because that's technically CP. They were both 17.
Or 18. It's not clear.
It's not clear.
I mean, it's senior year.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Check the girls' rules.
I'll have to check the girls' rules on what is or is not. I can tell you one thing: she would not be getting deported in girls' rules. There would probably be some. Justice would be swiftly brought upon Jason Biggs for committing such a heinous act.
He would no longer be booked.
Which is the ultimate punishment for a Jewish funny man, let's be honest. That's worse than solitary confinement.
Yeah, truly some sick movies.
Yeah, man. You're inspired. I'm gonna try to. Where are these streaming? I'm gonna try to fucking watch these.
HBO Max.
Oh, I've got HBO. Well, I have my parents log into HBO Max, but nice. I have HBO Max.
Yeah.
I will be fucking.
Yeah. American Pie is like good. It's like a good movie. That's my take.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it's not. HBO Max has been great for like just tearing through comedies of a forgotten era.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna load those up tonight probably. That'll be fucking sick. Yeah, man. God damn.
Yeah. I remember in my high school, I feel like I've told this story in here before, but in my high school there was like this guy, or maybe it was like a ring of kids. I never really got the full story. But it was this guy, this kid, he would go down, he would like sign out of his classes to go to the bathroom, and then he would go down to the boys' locker room during like a period where there was no like gym class, like no boys' gym class, I guess. And he would with a screwdriver undo the vents, and he would stick his hand in the vent like down a couple feet to where there was another vent into the girls' locker room, and he would like take pictures through the vents. And he got caught because he like forgot to turn the flash off or something.
Oh my god!
But
fuck!
The funny thing is, like the article, like everyone got mad because the article in the paper just compared it to like Porky's and like different movies.
That's fucked up.
Like this is a serious crime.
Holy shit!
It was basically the kids making child pornography, and they're like. If you've seen, it's like there have been some 80s movie style capers going on at Manheim Township High School.
Yeah. So we booked him for antics.
He was doing some highly sexual antics.
Yeah, dude, I miss when like if you were horny, you had to stand behind like a painting with the eyes cut out. That was the only way you were gonna see. You had to be like a Scooby-Doo villain if you wanted to see tits.
Mm-hmm.
That was really a more innocent, simpler time.
That would be a sick scene in like a gritty Scooby-Doo movie, in the A24 Scooby-Doo movie. It's just a man like desperately, almost like with religious fervor, jacking off with his eyes to the holes in the painting.
That's what we need. I'm ready for that R-rated reboot, dude.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
They should really let me just like completely desecrate intellectual property.
Yeah, anything that like if you loved it as a child, Brendan Crick is going to come and make it horny.
I will make it horny.
It's also very funny that it's up to you because you're a chaste man. you wish you'd only ever fucked your one girlfriend right now, but you're like, but movies need to be about.
Movies need to be so horny.
They need to be so horny. I better not see a condom in them. I don't want to see a condom on screen. And it better be high schoolers doing it.
I think you know what. Actually, I have a new pitch. It's American Pie, but like because it's charming because it's like it's a bunch of 18-year-olds, they've never had sex before, so it makes sense that they're so important. Instead, it should just be incels. It should be like 27-year-old guys who just like are getting red pilled on YouTube.
Yes. Yes.
It's like we all promised we would get laid before we stormed the Capitol.
You should do an incel American Pie where like a stranger. It could almost be like a white hat, black hat situation, like with Eugene Levy, and then like a red pilled incel who's like convincing the high schoolers not to fuck because it's like he's like. Well, yeah, you might like it now, but it's going to make you feel really bad later on down the line. And then, like, when you have a wife, like, you're just going to think about every person that, like, that would be.
It's just me.
Like, yeah. It's a Yojimbo style standoff.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy and
it's
like,
me where it's like unclear what even kind of cell I am. What color pill is this guy? I don't get it.
I think you're like gray pill.
Explain. I don't know.
You're I guess I'm not associating like I don't mean to say impotence, but like it's the neutrality. It's like the sexual neutrality there, where you're like yeah, I don't need it, and like you shouldn't need it either. Like let me help you. You're just like you come to them and like you're showing them like you have like a timetable of like the amount of time they spend fucking. You're like you could be using that time to write screenplays.
Yeah. Or whatever you want to write, manifestos maybe.
Oh, that would be that. God damn it, that would be so fucking funny if like by the end of the movie, just like the boys and the girls are not hanging out with each other. They're both just like stockpiling ammunition and like and printing off 500-page manifestos about like
dude, no, that's it. It like the first act of the movie is like a 2000 sex comedy. It's just like American Pie. They make the pact. They go to the party. The one girl has trouble with his girlfriend, and by the end of the movie, they are completely red pilled. Like,
yeah, man.
None of them manage to fuck at all, so they're all just 3D printing guns.
That's awesome. And then they all
let's go. This night's almost over. Let's make this last forever.
Yeah, they light Eugene Levy up on his front lawn, and it's just like, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. You taint our minds with pleasures of the flesh, old man.
I'm never gonna get my pure spirit back because of you. You motherfucker. They just blow out his kneecaps.
The maddest, loudest guy is like, I don't know about all that, but I burned my dick on the pie, you piece of shit. I didn't even get to have sex. I have third-degree burns on my cock. Tell me you don't smell Oscar gold. Tell me you don't smell.
That is.
Oh.
Ooh, that really got me.
It's great, man. Yeah. You know what my secret is? You know what the secret to why the Vive's been so good? We've been laughing so much. I've been taking 5-HTP. I feel so much. I feel so ready to laugh when I'm on this stuff, dude. I
Damn.
attribute it all to that.
Hell yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by
By a
Big
generic
Pharma.
supplement.
by
Yes.
Big Pharma.
by a 100% free natural time release supplement, 200 milligrams maximum strength. If you take this, it's vegetarian. If you take this, all your problems will go away, and you'll brainstorm the best American Pie movie ever with your friend.
That is true. Well, Nick, with that is an hour. I don't think we're going to top that.
I do not think we're gonna. I think I'm honestly. I like to cut clips for like the Patreon episodes. I think I'm gonna cut 2 clips for this episode. So because people should hear this. This is a good one.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
excited for people to hear this one.
Sick. All right. Well, I will see you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See you later, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio, showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. That talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.